7 signs you're becoming toxic to people. Are you ready to gain knowledge that's going to make you rethink most of the relationships in your life? Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to talk about toxic behavior. Do you ever feel like people are avoiding you, or maybe your friendships don't seem to last as long as they used to? Well, it could be that you're becoming toxic to the people around you. That, my friends, isn't a good thing. So I want to talk about 7 signs that you're becoming toxic to people. Now, I'm not saying this to make you feel bad or anything. I just want to help you guys be the best versions of yourselves. And sometimes that means taking a hard look at your behavior and making adjustments if you notice problems. But before we dive into this, please press that red button to subscribe to our channel and comment "I subscribe" so we can thank you. Number 7, you have a negative attitude. Have you ever been told you have a bad attitude by someone? If so, that's not a good sign. Having a bad attitude can be toxic to the people around you, and your negativity can affect others even if you're not aware of it. Consider how depressing it may be to be around someone who constantly complains and finds fault in everything. If you're the one with the negative attitude, you're not only affecting your mood, but you're also affecting the people around you. They may start avoiding you or distance themselves from you because they don't want to be brought down by your negative energy. However, don't worry, it's not all bad news. You can work on changing your attitude and becoming a more positive person. Start by noticing when you're being negative and try to reframe your thoughts in a more positive way. Focus on the good things in your life and try to find something to be grateful for every day. Most importantly, try to surround yourself with positive people who will lift you up and help you stay on track. Let's turn that negative attitude into a positive one and start spreading good vibes. Number 6, you're constantly criticizing others. Have you ever had a friend who always has something negative to say about everything you do? Or maybe you've been the one doing the criticizing. Well, let me tell you, constantly criticizing others is a major sign that you're becoming toxic to the people around you. Think about it. Nobody likes to be put down or made feel like they're not good enough. It's not just about the words you say. It's about the energy you're putting out there. When you're always negative and critical, it can make people feel like they're walking on eggshells around you, and nobody wants to be around someone like that. So why do we do it? Sometimes we criticize others because we're feeling insecure or unhappy with ourselves. Other times we do it because we think we're helping the other person by pointing out their flaws. However, criticism is not the same as constructive feedback. If you're genuinely trying to help someone improve, there are better ways to do it than by constantly putting them down. The bottom line is that constantly criticizing others is not a good look. If you find yourself doing it, try to take a step back and ask yourself why. Are you truly trying to help the other person, or are you just trying to make yourself feel better? Remember, we all have our strengths and weaknesses, and nobody is perfect. Let's try to focus on the positive and lift each other up instead of tearing each other down. Number 5, you gossip or spread rumors. Have you ever caught yourself gossiping about someone or spreading rumors about them? Perhaps you overheard something juicy that you simply had to share with your buddies. However, if you do it frequently, you can run the risk of becoming toxic to the people around you. Consider the fact that spreading rumors or gossip amounts to breaching someone's trust. Perhaps they shared a private matter with you. By spreading that information, you're not only hurting them, but also creating an environment of distrust and negativity. Let's be real. Gossiping can be addictive. It's tempting to want to be in the know and feel like you're part of the cool crowd that has all the information. But trust me, it's not worth it. People will start to see you as someone who can't be trusted, and they'll be hesitant about confiding in you or even hanging out with you. If you catch yourself gossiping or spreading rumors, take a step back and think about why you're doing it. Are you doing it to make yourself feel better? Are you doing it to fit in with a certain group? Whatever the reason, it's important to recognize that it's not okay and that it's hurting the people around you. Let's try to be better than that, okay? Furthermore, being controlling can also be a sign of toxicity. If you try to control everything around you and refuse to compromise, it can make others feel suffocated and resentful. It's important to remember that everyone has their own ideas and their ways of doing things, and it's okay to let go of control and let others have a say. Being open to compromise and working together can create a much healthier and more positive environment for everyone. Number 4, you are always the victim. Have you ever been told that you always play the victim? This is a major warning sign that you're becoming toxic to those around you. While everyone has their fair share of bad days and difficult situations, constantly blaming others and refusing to take responsibility for your actions is not healthy. This behavior can make others feel like they have to walk on eggshells around you and can create a negative environment. It's important to understand that sometimes we are the problem, and that's okay. Making mistakes is part of being human. but it's how we handle those mistakes that really matters. Blaming others for our problems will only hold us back from growing. So instead, we should take ownership of our actions, apologize when necessary, and work on becoming the best version of ourselves. If you find yourself constantly playing the victim, it's time to reflect on your behavior. Recognize that you are at fault and learn to take responsibility for your actions. People will appreciate your efforts to become a better person, and you will create a more positive environment around you. Number 3, you have a lack of empathy. Have you ever been told that you have a lack of empathy? If so, listen up, because this could be a sign that you're becoming toxic to the people around you. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. It's super important in any relationship. When you lack empathy, it means that you're not taking the time to understand how someone else feels or what they're going through. Instead, you're only thinking about yourself and your own needs. This can be super harmful to others, especially if they're going through a tough time and need support. So if you're noticing that people are telling you that you have a lack of empathy, it's time to start making some changes. Try putting yourself in other people's shoes and thinking about how they might be feeling. Ask questions and really listen to what they have to say. Show them that you care and that you're there for them. Remember, being a good friend, family member, or partner means being there for the others and showing them that you care. So start working on your empathy skills and watch as your relationships become stronger and more fulfilling. Number 2, you are inconsistent. Do you find people telling you that you're inconsistent all the time? Well, it's actually a major red flag that you're becoming toxic to the people around you. Being inconsistent can make it hard for your friends to trust you. They might not feel comfortable talking to you or relying on you. Being inconsistent can also make it hard for people to rely on you. If they don't know what version of you they're getting on any given day, they're not going to feel comfortable confiding in you or relying on you. And let's face it, trust is a pretty important part of any relationship. Plus, it's confusing and frustrating when one day you're super cool and the next day you're acting all weird. So if you're hearing this feedback a lot, you should seriously think about how you're coming across to the others. Don't be a toxic friend. Number 1, you are manipulative. Have you ever been called manipulative? Let me tell you, my friends, that is bad news. Being manipulative involves trying to exert power over people to get what you want, and that is inappropriate. It's not a good thing to continually influence others, as it makes you toxic to those around you. Any relationship, whether it's family, friends, or your partner, shouldn't have that dynamic. Everybody has their own distinct ideas, feelings, and aspirations, and they all deserve to be heard and valued. When you manipulate someone, you're not respecting their autonomy or feelings. Essentially, you're arguing that your desires come before theirs. Therefore, if you catch yourself being manipulative, stop what you're doing and consider why you feel the need to exert control over others. Do you worry about losing something? Are you trying to have authority over someone else? Regardless of the cause, it's crucial to deal with it and focus on developing stronger relationships with the people in your life. Being manipulative is toxic behavior, and it's not worth losing the trust and respect of the people you care about. So let's all work on being more respectful and understanding towards one another, and leave manipulation behind. Now, I don't want you guys to think that you're a bad person or anything if you relate to these signs. We all have our flaws and weaknesses, and that's fine. What's important is that you're aware of them and you're working on improving yourselves. So if you think you might be becoming toxic, be more mindful of your behavior. Practice gratitude and try to focus on the positive things in your life. All right, guys. That's it for today. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. And don't forget to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of today's video. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.